recording. All right, so now what I was saying before as far as creating a template for your course so you don't have to duplicate previous semesters is to go into an old course. You can change the name of it. Blackboard automatically gives you whatever the name of your course was originally, but you can go in by going to customization. We're going to go to properties, and then this is where you change the course name. So I had typed in course shell template and then press submit. And you can see on your homepage, your NCCU screen with all of your Blackboard courses, we have the old course that was taught. This is the name that Blackboard gave us, but then also it tells us this is the course shell template. So all you would do after that is go in and clean the course up to look exactly the way you would want future courses to look. And it doesn't have to be the entire course, because obviously you're going to add pieces to it you can customize. But you're coming up with a basic format for the remainder of your courses. And then you're just copying from that course shell template that you create.
You're going to do everything is an announcement. Are you going to get rid of, or are you going to
you can get rid of all of that. So if there are some announcements that you know you want to keep, then you would go in individually by clicking the down arrow and delete those individual announcements. But if you want to get rid of everything, you can do them individually. I don't like wasting time, so I'd rather just... So we can click the down arrow next to announcements, and we're going to click delete. It's going to ask you, do you want to delete content because it's permanent? Yes, we want to get rid of it, and we're absolutely positive we want to get rid of it. Okay, and so it deletes all of the announcements. Now, let's say that I prefer when my students click on the title of the course, when they click on that link, I want it to go directly to the announcements. I want that to be the first page that they see. Well, I just deleted all of my announcements. So in order to bring it back, I'm going to go to the plus sign, tool link, because announcements are considered a tool. I'm going to click on tool link. I'm going to name it either announcements or welcome. That'll be my welcome page. And then under type, where there's the type, I will choose, I want that to be announcements. And then I always make sure that it's available to users so that they can see it. Okay. So here I made sure that it was available to the users so that they can see it. And then I press submit. And now it always populates at the bottom. So if you want to move it up, you just drag it to the top. And when we click on that, oh, it gave us all of our announcements back. Okay, so I guess in order to do that, we will have to delete them individually. So
the plus sign will give them back to you, though.
It'll give them back to you. So the good thing is, if you didn't delete them individually, you still have the opportunity to
delete them all at once, you know.
Right. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but at least we know. I thought we were taking a shortcut, but hey, you live and you learn. So anyway, you get rid of all of your announcements. Keep whichever ones you want. If you know that they're the same kind of announcements every semester.
But if I don't do the plus sign thing, it would have gotten rid of them, right? If I didn't bring them. I don't have to bring them back, right?
You don't have to bring them back. If you know that you are not going to use an announcements page, then you don't have to bring them back. You don't have to delete them individually.
Right.
But for me, every semester, I always include some kind of welcome message as an announcement. And I do use announcements because... Exactly. So I use announcements because it's a way that I can send emails to my students. So because I know I will use the announcements page, then I did have to delete each one. But if this message is the message I want to send to my students every semester, I'll just leave it there. So I know in my course shell template, so it finally did change the name of it, in my course shell template, I will always have a welcome message, and then I just need to modify it for the semester. So exactly. So I have course documents. Now we'll talk about how this is set up because my course no longer looks like this. But just as an example, for course documents, this information is the information I want my students to have every single semester. then I will leave it as is. Same thing with, I have contacts. This is where I have my instructor information. I'll show you the new course and what that looks like, but this is just showing you if the information that I have in all of my tabs is exactly what I want my students to have every semester, I will leave it in my course shell template. When I copy from my course shell template to the new course, all I will need to do, let's practice that real quick. So if we go to packages and utilities, and so you've done this before, you go to the course copy, okay? We choose the course where we want all of this information to end up. So for example, spring 2200. I'm not going to submit this because this is the actual course. But
choose new course.
Right, so you choose a new course. Now here is where you decide what goes there. You don't have to send everything.
Oh, good.
So even in the courses that you're teaching now, if you choose content areas, you can deselect whatever you don't want to go. Okay? So I want my course documents, the lesson guides, these writing assignments, any web links, I want them to go. I want the announcements to populate. If I didn't want the announcements to go over to the new course, I would not check. Okay? If you have discussion boards, you can have the discussion boards go over. You have, your instructor information, wherever you have that located, you can make that go over. As well as the grade center and the columns. So with the grade center, and I saw where you said your grade center just, it grew and grew. Every semester it grows. So what you have the opportunity of doing, especially since you create your own columns anyway, is you can either have the grade center set up in your course shell template the way you want it to be, or you can just leave that whole option out. So nothing will transfer over to the grade center.
So when I do, let's say, an assignment, when I do that and put it there, it automatically creates its own column.
It should.
Okay.
Now we can go in and double check. It should, but at least this way your grade center isn't expanding every single semester. Okay. And then I also recommend that you choose settings. So any kind of background colors, if you put a banner on your course, anything like that, any kind of decorations or images, if you choose settings, it'll make sure that all of that transfers over if you want your course to still look the same way. And we'll talk about different things you can do as far as your course design is concerned. These are options that are automatically selected. Just leave it. Yeah, just leave them. And then what else? If you have tests or surveys or pools, make sure you check that so you still have access to all of those tests, as well as your wikis. If you use wikis, some professors do, they use them. It's another way of, it's kind of like a discussion board. It's very similar to it, but it has some extra features where students can add additional information. If you choose to use it, if you are using it, then be sure to select it. If not, don't worry about it. So the main thing is on this page, you are able to customize exactly what you want to copy over and what you don't. So you're not obligated to have everything.
I've never used it.
Okay.
I just wonder, how does it work?
We can talk about that. We'll definitely go over that.
So
once you've decided everything that you want to copy over, then you press submit, and that is what makes your new course shell look the way it does.
So you always get which one. Leave that there.
I just leave it alone.
Okay, great.
So you would press submit. Since I don't want that to happen right now, I'm going to press cancel. But that is how you decide what from your course transfers over. Exactly. So let's see. So like I said, you get your course shell template to look the way that you want. And then from then on, it's just a matter of transferring it over to your new course and then adding the new bells and whistles that you wanted to. Exactly. Okay, so let's see.
Banner, you missed a banner there. So one day came one day and he put my banner up, whether, and I don't know how to do it myself. But,
okay.
But the one that he put in there, let's leave it there. But I don't know how to do it myself.
Okay, we can do that. So what I'm going to do is